So would what you're describing, that this stress response is normal, it's natural in the animal kingdom, it's a survival mechanism, it's there to help us respond to a physical threat, but in the life of human beings, we need to move away from that. Could this be related to why people crave stimulants and drugs and alcohol, and that's associated with, is that a craving for the peace really, or for something else that we're supposed to develop in its place?
Well, indirectly, yes. When you have too much cortisol in your body and too many stress responses, it affects other hormones, because all the hormones in the body, they talk to each other. They're communication molecules. You see that? So it affects, that stress affects your dopamine, your serotonin, and all of those other neurotransmitters, okay? And especially the dopamine. When that drops, you can no longer feel, satisfied. You can no longer feel joyful or whatever. So then you learn that there are certain things that will make you feel peaceful and joyful, and that's alcohol and marijuana and, fentanyl and, these other things. You see that? But the body produces its own opiates, its own, its own feel-good hormones. But once that you have that too many of that stress response, and some people, they are angry every day for the major part of the day, if not all day. And, unfortunately, and that's what's also behind these people that go out and shoot a whole bunch of people, because they are in stress mode. They are in chronic hypersympathetic mode. You see that? So the way to bring to annul that stress response is, the masterpiece is breath work. You see that? In other words, breathing a certain way, deep diaphragmatic breathing to a certain rhythm in a certain way that activates the vagus nerve. You see that, which is the largest nerve within your body. And the Japanese call it the hara, H-A-R-A. The Chinese medical people call it the lower Tandian. You see that? And when you breathe the correct way, and it activates, you see, certain parts of your brain, certain, cerebral structures, and also it affects your cardiovascular system with all, downscale event, you see, and affects the well-being of all your organs. You see that? Okay, and when we breathe normally, we don't fully, we only fill in like, less than 50% of the capacity of the lungs. There's more than 50% of the lung that was not filled. And when we exhale, we only get rid of, I would say, 75% of the stale air, the carbon dioxide, and so on. So when you engage in deep breathing, which we cover in this course, the Mark 11 laws of health, wealth, success, you learn to breathe a certain way during the meditation, and then we would teach people how to breathe that way all day long, every day, make it their natural way of breathing, because we're always breathing. We're not always eating and drinking, but we're always breathing. True. And one of the causes of illness is incorrect breathing. We don't fill in and we don't fill in as much as we should. We can't fill the capacity 100%. But people, underperform the breathing. They undertake. You see that? And they under-expel. So the meditation breathing is a conscious way of, increasing. You see that? And then when you go into that meditation state, you are associating that deep diaphragmatic breathing to overcoming the stress, the challenging situation, the stress response to challenging situation. They become associated and wedded to each other, and you will find yourself breathing deeply and correctly when you're confronted with the actual stress. It's like the ringing of the bell when they fed the dog and salivated because they gave them food, and then the ring on the bell was enough for the dog to salivate. So if I meditate and breathe the right way, visualizing a challenge, but responding with an affirmation of the law of the spirit and a visualization of being at peace and enjoy being at peace and then enjoying, wealth. You see that? Okay. Then now, after a while, I don't need the actual physical trigger. You see that? Just thinking about things will trigger the correct breathing automatically and the proper mental and spiritual response.